investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at wmnh953@gmail.com or through our website at wmnhradio.org.
Woke up today, feel like someone else, parts replaced, but still the same house. Never used to dream, but now all I see is your face. Eyelids pressed, visions cannot replace. you give me your heart? If you gave it, would you give me your heart? Oh, would you give it all the way? Oh, would you give it all? Give it all away. Oh.
This is Jerry of the Crazy Jerry Show Video Chronicles. I just gotta say, I'm frustrated that people aren't tuning into my show of shows. I mean, sure, I have some dedicated subscribers like Matzo, Ratzo, Fatso, Covington, but I can't work for free because Crazy Jerry is important.
Everybody, welcome. Here we go. It is that time again, and yes, we are live on Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. So sorry I was not here yesterday for Juneteenth. We had a bit of an emergency, and so we had to let a best of edition play. But here we are, Matt Connarton Unleashed. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is, yes, it is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Coming up on the show today in the second hour, we are joined in studio by Alli Beaudry. That is one of her songs that I found online that I opened with. Sounded like it was a live recording somewhere. But she's going to be, I believe she's going to play live for us, which will be really cool. And I don't recall ever meeting Alli. I always kind of hedge a little bit when I am about to say I've never met a certain person in the music scene. And then I always say I don't recall ever meeting a certain person, because sometimes I'll meet somebody and thinking I'm meeting them for the first time, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, we have met before, because there are many people with whom I have crossed paths with, whom I didn't necessarily remember until I run into them again. Oh, that's right, because I've been around a while. But yeah, so but I do look forward to having her here. Of course, we've featured her music on the show before, but we've never had her live in studio, at least not on this program. She might have been on the morning show. I'm not sure. We'll have to ask her when she gets here. But so that'll be really cool. And her name comes up a lot on, just in conversations with other musicians on the show. So this will be very cool. So she will be joining us live in studio in the second hour of the program today. If you'd like to join me in the first hour, you can, or even in the second hour if you have something for Alli. 603-250-6007 is the number, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. By the way, the other thing that I played at the top of the show, I couldn't play the full video because there's some language in it, but I just played a little clip of this gentleman. His name is Jerry Robinson, and he's a YouTuber who is getting a rapid following. I think he might be the next Howard Stern. I don't know, but he's got... he mentioned me in that video. So although he referred to me as, it reminds me of how somebody else has referred to me in the past as Ratso, Matzo, Fatso, or whatever it was that he said. But if you're looking for him on YouTube, I very much suggest you subscribe to his channel, Jerry Robinson's Video Chronicles. And I don't know Jerry personally, but he seems to know me and several of my friends and associates, and he mentions us in these videos along with there's another character he mentions too, but not someone we really talk about. But anyway, kind of fun. So I just played a little bit of that for you. Jenny is in the chat room and says, almost choked on my Twizzler. Yes, I do like the way he says my name. Very, it's very colorful, don't you think? Let's see. Let's take a moment to say hello to everybody in the Facebook live chat. Looks like we've got a lot of people in there. Fredo is in the chat room, or as I like to say his full name, Alfredo Enrique Benavides. He was on the program recently with Axel Bagley from Dank Sinatra. And Fredo says he's playing tonight at the Shaskeen acoustic in the front of the bar. Very good. So if you're in the area and you want to check out Fredo, very, very talented gentleman. He's usually in multiple bands, and sounds like he's doing a solo thing tonight. So very cool. If I'm taking that correctly, it's a solo thing. But yes. Let's see. Jenny, I mentioned, is in the chat and says shalom peeps, and she really liked that song, Alli's song there. JFed joins us from the great state of Vermont, of course, and says good afternoon, everyone. Also, Eric Nanarone, if I'm saying his name correctly, I still don't know. He says good afternoon. Hello, Eric. Nick Murdoch says, haha, ratso, fatso, good times. Yes. But it's strange though. I don't understand the fatso thing, because if you happen to be watching on video, you can see I'm actually, granted, I do wear black. It's very slimming, but I think I'm quite svelte. I mean, I can't be more than 180 pounds, maybe 185. I don't know, and it's all rippling muscle. Let's see. Isaac Banks joins us in the Facebook live chat, of course, from the great state of North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina. Isaac says, hello, #Matt and #Jenny. Good afternoon. Charmaine Davis Elliott joins us in the chat and says, good day, everyone. Hello, Charmaine. Let's see. JFed says, I don't really understand what ratso fatso means. Yes, it's like matzo, ratso, fatso. It's not terribly creative. It's just taking my name and rhyming things with it. But there's something about the way Jerry Robinson does it that I just love it. He's a very talented guy. I think this Jerry Robinson guy, it says here on his YouTube, the home of the real rated R comedy star, the real savior of rock and roll. That's exciting. And I think he's going to, here's what I would say about Jerry Robinson. This guy has what it takes. He's got what it takes. He's going to be very, very successful. Let's see. I saw somebody else. Here's a new name in the Facebook live chat, I think. Laura J. Lynch says, hi, Jen. Hi, Matt Connarton. Hello, Laura. Welcome. Let's see. Let me give the number again, and then we'll get into some stuff. 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. I kind of mentioned on social media earlier, and forgive me, I'm looking something up quickly that I meant to already have pulled up. So, two big... Alex Whiteley, our friend from the UK, one of our friends from the UK, joins us in the chat room. Hello, Alex. Nice to see you. In terms of legal news, a couple of people with big legal news today who have been in the news. You might have, I suppose, on or in works, on or in or on. They both work. You might have heard of them. One of them, Donald Trump. He's 45th president of the United States, probably familiar to you. And the other one, of course, Hunter Biden. You hear Hunter Biden's name quite a bit on Fox News and Newsmax, but you also do hear Hunter Biden's name quite a bit. Both of them big news today. Hunter Biden, I think we'll talk about him first, but the big news with Trump being, and we'll circle back to it, as Jen Psaki used to say when she was press secretary. I'm sure she still says it. A date has been set for the beginning of Trump's trial in the classified documents case for middle of August. We'll come back to that, but we'll look at Hunter Biden first. AP News reports Hunter Biden will plead guilty in a deal that likely averts time behind bars in a tax and gun case. One of the things, of course, that is interesting but also painfully predictable is the news breaks. And, of course, both the left and the right are going to spin it however it suits their purposes. The right, of course, is reacting like, wait a minute, he's getting a slap on the wrist, and everyone knows there's so much more here, and he's actually some sort of international crime lord and part of the Biden crime family and all this. They really enjoy hyperbole on the right side of the aisle, if you haven't noticed. And of course, the left is spinning this as well. Look, this is proof that, this whole thing about Trump being treated unfairly, Republicans being treated unfairly, it's not true. Look, Hunter Biden, he was investigated. He's taken a plea deal. But the Department of Justice, they did their job. And here you go. I'm not really interested in the spin coming from either side. I'd rather just kind of look at it for what it is and look at the facts of it. But I do have an observation. And, this is a big moment in the sense that, we've never seen anything like this before, where a president of the United States, a family member, or at least I don't think, certainly not someone from a president's immediate family, his son, in this kind of legal trouble. So this is a new thing. An interesting thing that I noticed about this today was that the Department of Justice said in their statement, indicated that the investigation is ongoing, whereas Hunter Biden's legal team reacted is saying that this is it. This has been concluded. These issues have been resolved, and this is it. I suspect that, so what I've learned about this is, for one thing, it's not unusual for the Department of Justice to say that in an instance such as this, or something equivalent to this. Again, we've never seen anything quite like when a president's son is in this kind of trouble, criminal trouble. Apparently the gun charge is a felony anyway. The tax stuff is a misdemeanors. But it's not unusual for the Department of Justice to say that the investigation is ongoing. But again, Hunter Biden's legal team is saying it's done. But I wonder if there are additional things that, maybe this part of it's over, but there might be additional things that the Department of Justice is investigating. We shall see. But I do think that the president might have put himself in a little bit of a bind when he said, well, he doesn't believe that his son did anything wrong, which you would expect a father to say. But at least I would hope my dad would say that if I were ever accused of terrible things. No, but the point being, Biden said that more than once, that he doesn't believe his son did anything wrong and that he'll be exonerated. And then it's like, oops. It is worth pointing out that it was a Trump-appointed attorney at the DOJ who has been investigating Hunter Biden. And when the Biden administration came in, so typically what happens at the beginning of an administration is most, if not all, of the existing U.S. attorneys working for the Department of Justice across the country, they all resign or are told to resign. Sometimes it's all of them, sometimes it's most of them, but there's usually a massive turnover. You can't have a complete turnover because you have active investigations going, right? But there's usually quite a bit of turnover between when the election happens and the inauguration at the Department of Justice in terms of these U.S. attorneys. But President Biden kept 3. Everyone else had to go, but he did keep 3. One of them, John Durham, and we might talk about him later today, or later in the hour. We have a musical guest coming in. We might talk about him later in the hour if we get to it, if we have time. One of them was John Durham. One of them, a U.S. attorney in Chicago whose name escapes me. And the third was and his name escapes me also, but the attorney investigating Hunter Biden, a Trump appointee. And I don't know that it's ever been addressed, but I think everyone operates under the assumption that the reason that was done was, so that it would just look bad if that particular attorney were suddenly gone, right? So to avoid the appearance of impropriety and President Biden, getting directly involved, that attorney was left to continue to do his job. But we'll look at this, and then I do want to get to the with Trump. I want to talk about that Brett Baer interview. Wow. But Fredo in the chat room says, so the same people who want private gun sales to require no paperwork, records, or background check now want Hunter Biden to be thrown in jail for lying about his drug use on his application to buy a gun. Yeah, that is a valid point, Fredo. And apparently this is a little bit of a side street, but this has come up on the show before. That part of it about when you go to apply for a gun permit on the federal paperwork, Let me see if it's been a long time since I've actually discussed this. There was a different show that I used to do there where this subject came up a lot. But I believe on the federal paperwork, you have to put that you do not use any type of federally illegal drug, which puts anybody using cannabis in an awkward position because you don't want to lie on a federal form, but cannabis is not federally legal. And even if you are a cannabis patient, that is done by state. So if medical cannabis is legal in your state, as it is in, here in New Hampshire, of course, you're legally using medical cannabis. But when you fill out that form, if you put that you don't use anything, that's because, federally cannabis is still Schedule 1, which is absurd. I know Biden at one point said, well, we're going to have a committee look into that or something, which is another way of saying, yeah, we're not really going to do anything about it. What President Biden should do, what some president long ago should have done is issue an executive order moving cannabis off of Schedule 1 because it's absurd. We won't get into all that right now. But we're already taking a little bit of a side street. But yes, so when you fill out that form, even if you're a cannabis user of any kind for any reason, technically you're not supposed to be able to have a gun. Now, what that has to do with Hunter Biden, it's not about cannabis. Hunter Biden is a recovering addict. And so he really is not supposed to fill out that form and claim that he isn't using anything illicit when he was. There's also, I believe, and I'm just kind of learning about some of this now, so forgive me if I don't have all the details exactly right, and anyone feel free to fact check me in the chat room if you can. But some of you are very good at that, doing quick research, but I believe there's a separate law, if I understand this correctly, that is rarely applied, but they did use it in this case against Hunter Biden in this investigation when they were deciding what to charge him with, that says that if you are currently addicted to anything, any illicit substance, like if you're using heroin or doing cocaine, or I don't remember all the, I've not paid enough attention to Hunter Biden to remember exactly what it is that he's used. Or if it's all been revealed even. But there is a law that says you can't have a gun if you are an active drug user, effectively. So that's some of what they've used against Hunter Biden. But Fredo reminded me of that with his comment there, his observation. Nick Murdoch says, I don't get why having a medical card means I can't have a gun, but what do I know? Well, that's the thing, Nick. It shouldn't mean that. It's silly. But until something is done federally to legalize cannabis, this is just going to continue to be a weird issue. I mean, my assumption is that there are plenty of gun owners who just fudge that part of the form. Now, I don't want to get myself in any trouble. I'm not suggesting anyone do that. I'm not. I'm just saying. I assume that goes on every day in America. I assume, people who are using cannabis for medical use or recreational use, they just, whatever, and they just check the box that says, nope, I don't do any of that. Then again, I'm sure there are people who do because I don't consider cannabis a quote unquote drug. But I'm sure there are people who, I'd call it medicine. I'd call it a plant. I don't call it a drug. But I'm sure there's people who use actual, hard drugs who fill out that form and aren't necessarily honest on it. I don't know if anybody in the history of the country has actually been prosecuted specifically for lying on that form. I kind of doubt it. Because I don't know how you would even prosecute that actually, because, somebody could, what would be to stop somebody from filling out that form saying on the paperwork, nope, I don't do any of that. And then after they have their gun permit, they just decide, maybe I will do some of that after they've already got the permit. because there's nothing that says, well, if you're going to engage in this behavior, you have to surrender your gun. So it all seems a little pointless anyway. But Crystal says in the chat, Crystal, our friend from Illinois, says, speaking of potentially lying on a background check, I keep seeing podcasts about some organizations submitting a FOIA, which is Freedom of Information Act, request under RTK law on Prince Harry's visa application to the USA. He heavily documented his drug usage in his self-written biography. I don't know. I haven't paid any attention. I don't pay any attention to the royal family. I have no idea, Crystal. I honestly, I couldn't care less about Prince Harry. And listen, the only reason I've ever even in my life given Meghan Markle two thoughts is because I was a big fan of the television series Suits that used to air on the USA Network, and she played Rachel Zane on Suits. And that's a great show. And that's coming from someone who doesn't watch a lot of television. But if you've never seen Suits, it's really good. And she's one of the main characters on that show. Had I never seen that television program when she married Prince Harry, I would have been like, wait, Prince Harry married who? I don't even know who this woman is. Fredo says, this is America. We don't do monarchies. Yeah, that's right. I actually find it all creepy. Like, somebody asked me if I had watched any of the coronation of King Charles. And no, I can't even look at that. For real. Like, I'm genuinely creeped out. Like, I can't even look at images of him sitting on the throne and they're putting the crown on him and everything. It's weird to me. It's actually creepy. Like, I get kind of the chills. Just I don't know. There's something about it is genuinely unsettling to me. It's almost like I have a phobia. Like, is there such a thing as what would you call it? Monarchophobia or something? Is that a thing? Maybe. I don't know. I fear royalty. It's upsetting to me. And I don't just mean that, like, you know, patriotically, like, this is America. We don't because we actually do have our own versions of royalty, you know, like, for example, if you live in Massachusetts, the Kennedys are royalty, but I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't like it. Nick Murdoch says, we only have oil barons and railroad tycoons. Well, we do have that. Yes, we do have those. Fredo says, they say it was the most televised event in history, but I like to think it was the cage match where Mick Foley jumped off the top of the cage. Yes, you're talking about where, well, he didn't jump off. Undertaker threw him off, Fredo. It's very important to be precise about these things. Undertaker actually threw, I mean, you know, obviously it's wrestling. Mick Foley really threw himself, but Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the top of the cage, where he then landed on a table. He had one of his teeth sticking out his nose. Quite gruesome, if you ask me. But that's what makes Mick Foley the hardcore legend that he is. At least I assume that's the incident you're referring to, Fredo. We'll look at this quickly, though. Again, this is from the AP. President Joe Biden's son, Hunter, will plead guilty to federal tax offenses, but avoid a full prosecution on a separate gun charge in a deal with the DOJ that likely spares him time behind bars. Hunter Biden, age 53, will plead guilty to the misdemeanor tax offenses. I'm going to kind of skip down here because I honestly just don't even care about most of this. Okay. Skipping down. While it requires Hunter Biden to admit guilt, the deal is narrowly focused on tax and weapons violations rather than anything broader or tied to the Democratic president. Nonetheless, former President Donald Trump and other Republicans continue to try to use the case to shine an unflattering spotlight on Joe Biden and to raise questions about the independence of the Biden Justice Department. By the way, regarding that, I will just politely remind everybody, this investigation has been going on for 5 years, which means, do the math. I'm not good at math, but this is pretty easy math. This actually started under the Trump administration, this investigation. It actually started while Jeff Sessions was still the AG, and then William Barr. So when people say, well, how come they don't have more by now? Well, you know, it's not only about the present Department of Justice, it's also the previous Department of Justice. Why didn't they find more if there is more to find? So I'm just, again, like I said before, everybody always wants to take a story like this, and a story like this is perfect for that. Everyone wants to give it their own partisan spin, and this is easily spinnable. But I'll just remind you, if you're upset that there isn't more there, it's not just about Merrick Garland. You also might want to have a conversation with Bill Barr or Jeff Sessions about it. It will be interesting. This is a long article. It will be interesting to see, though, how this, if at all, does impact the campaigns going forward. Crystal says in the chat room, Spotify CEO just called Harry and Meghan grifters and canceled their podcast, Archetypes. That's interesting. I am interested in learning more about that, actually, much as I don't care about the monarchy. That's interesting to me, because I am interested in what Spotify does. Charles Richardson joins us in the Facebook live chat and says, greetings, everyone. Hello, Charles. And by the way, Charles, thank you for reaching out yesterday. But yes, everything's fine. Everything's fine. We just had a little situation we had to deal with, but Jenny and I, we use teamwork and we problem solve, and we got it done. So we are live today. If you'd like to join us, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. Coming up in the second hour, we do have Alli. Alli Beaudry is going to be coming in. I almost said it wrong. Our friend Easy G, who is also in the chat room, he always says, or maybe that was a private message he sent me. He always says Alli Beaudry, but I believe it is pronounced Beaudry. Let's see. Oh, Crystal shared that article. Thank you. We have a call. Mike Doyle is on the line. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Hey, nice to know people, huh? Nice to know people in high places. So $1.5 million, 2 years in a row he didn't claim, and a gun charge, and he's going to get probation on everything.
Well, I have two thoughts about that. So the first I would say, from what I understand, I have something a little bit in defense of him, but then something that kind of cuts the other way. So the thing I will say, sort of tepidly in defense of him, I mean, I don't particularly care about Hunter Biden one way or another, but I will say, from what I understand, that is kind of typical when it comes to tax offenses. Those are misdemeanors; they're not felonies. You tend to get a slap on the wrist, even if it's a lot of money. But the other thing is, and I'm not sure I even fully understand about the gun charge with this diversion thing. But the other thing I would say, though, is, and this is something I talk about a lot on the show, we do have, and some people have co-opted this phrasing for a different purpose, but we do have a two-tiered criminal justice system in this country. Like you said, it's nice to know people. And yes, the wealthy, the powerful, the well-connected, they do generally do much better in the criminal justice system than the rest of us. And that is that is frustrating when you have a lot of money and you're well-connected. And of course, when you're the son of a president, you can certainly afford the best legal representation you can find. If you're a middle-class person, if you're a middle-class person, you'll get the lawyer you can afford. And if you're a poor person, you'll get a public defender, and who generally tend to be overworked and underpaid. So I take your point.
Let me clear up something for you too. The gun thing was, he lied on an application. I'm sure they scrutinized, right? The vice president's son, who's already has his name out there as having troubles and the different stuff he's doing, fills out an application. He says, no, I have nothing to do with drugs. A few months later, he does an interview do you remember the interview he did with either NBC or ABC, and he's sitting at his kitchen table, and he admitted then that he had a drug problem.
Yeah,
So he kind of burnt himself.
Yeah, well, that's not exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's not exactly a secret anyway. I mean, he's a recovering addict, and I do have compassion.
Yeah, but I don't think they wanted to do anything knowing that, and he just said no on his application. But then he goes on TV, and he says, "Oh yeah, I had a drug problem. So now I'm sure the Republicans behind closed doors were saying, "Hey, somebody's got to speak up here." he's lying, and you gotta he lied on TV, and he filled out a form just the opposite. So I'm sure that's how it all came about. But and then the other thing, one last thing attached to that is in the laptop. There's a good story by Newsweek. In the laptop, they found emails between him and his sister about the gun, or Hallie, which maybe it was his ex-wife, Hallie, whichever one Hallie was.
Well, that sounds familiar.
He threw the gun away.
That sounds. I think it was his ex-wife. That sounds familiar to me, Mike.
Yeah, and she threw the gun away, and he emailed her. Now you're going to have. I don't have the gun. Now they're gonna start looking at me, and so you brought attention to me in an email.
Yeah,
and and all this stuff catches people's eyes. It's supposed to, right? I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. But the bottom line is, no people in high place. Remember Martha Stewart? She was what, $500,000 or $700,000 in a stock deal, or didn't and she spent 30 days in jail. Just a slap on the hand.
I wouldn't even
know people.
I wouldn't even call it real jail. It was club fed. I mean, that's
I'm sure.
That's
which I think he would go to if they ever really wanted to do something.
Oh,
that's
I'm sure.
Where he would go. But
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't think they're trying to make it out that this whole thing is over, but I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, a distraction. But we'll see. How do you know?
Yeah. Who knows?
Show the proof.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, Mike. Thanks for the call.
See you.
Bye-bye. All right, that was our friend Mike Doyle. That does open up a line for you, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. We do have a call. Let's see. Our friend Ron is on the line. Hey, Ron.
Hi, Matt. Matt, I heard him say something yesterday, and again, I was always catching the tail ends of things, so I don't have the whole shamil on it. But they said that Donald Trump isn't allowed to look at the evidence without the lawyers present, or without the feds present, or I don't know. He's not allowed to look at all the boxes of stuff or the evidence on his own. Do you know anything about that?
I think what you might be referring to is, so there's it's interesting, actually. We're learning a lot about this process. So apparently Trump's legal team, they all have to get security clearances, which they've already applied for. And in order to actually be able to look at the evidence, because of the case, because of the nature of the case, the evidence is, to a large degree, I mean, it's not all the evidence, but much of the evidence is literally top secret classified information, like nuclear secrets and stuff. So part of the process is trying to figure out how the judges can, how the lawyers on both sides, how they can have access to this and, getting them security clearances and so forth. Judge Eileen Cannon will have to make rulings on what can be presented or how it can be presented to the jury, because they'll have to see the evidence or heavily redacted versions of the evidence. How is that all going to work? So there's
wow.
So it's very, very, that part is very complicated, and it's going to be fascinating to see how they resolve all of that, because again, when your evidence is classified information that you or I are not supposed to be able to see, but the members of that jury, they're going to have to unless Judge Eileen Cannon just rules it inadmissible, not because it's irrelevant, but because it's classified and you can't be showing it to the jury. That could happen. She could do that in theory.
Holy cow.
She could do that. I mean, I don't know if she will. But there is a concern that she might. So yeah, it's interesting, Ron. But yeah, when you're dealing with classified material, it gets awfully complicated with that particular type of evidence.
All right, that was my question, and I'm glad I asked it.
Yeah, I'm glad you did too. Thanks for the call, Ron. I appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, you got it. Bye-bye. All right, always nice to hear from our friend Ron. That does open up the line for you, 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. Fredo in the chat room says, how did Jared Kushner get $2 billion from the Saudis? I wonder. Jared Kushner's new private equity firm got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia because maybe that's how you can cash in when your investing experience is slender, but your father-in-law may wind up back in the White House. It's also possible that you can get billions for a firm with no track record because the White House did favors for the Saudis when your father-in-law still occupied the Oval Office. Yes. It's interesting that, and by the way, no one denies that. No one denies that Jared Kushner got that $2 billion, and it is interesting that he would be entrusted with all of that investment. And like I said, no one's denying that happened. No one's denying the facts of it. By the way, and I don't think anyone's necessarily denying that Hunter Biden may have made deals kind of trading on his father's name. You know, being a president's son, you can get a lot for that. We can argue about the ethics of it. However, there is nothing actually illegal. So if Hunter Biden has gotten deals trading on his father's name, then it's not it's not illegal technically, and for Jared Kushner to do the same is also not illegal, but it might be worth investigation in the case of Kushner. Fredo says follow the money. Will Vegas is in the Facebook live chat. Will from Will's Auto Care. He says, good day, everyone. It's frustrating and disheartening as a parent when you try to teach your kids right from wrong and they constantly see the D-bag wrongdoers always winning or just getting a slap on the wrist. Well, like I said, you know, we do have two tiers of justice in this country. You can, if you're fortunate enough to be wealthy and well-connected and or famous or whatever it is. I mean, really, it's about the wealth, ultimately. How much money you have determines what kind of legal representation you can get. And that's why, again, like I was saying to Mike Doyle, you know, the wealthy and powerful, the elite, they get away with some things that you or I would simply not get away with. Let's see. Crystal had said something too in the chat. I'm just kind of trying to get back to it. Okay, here it is. Crystal said, Hunter may have taken a deal because maybe, just maybe, he traded intel on another matter that DOJ may be pursuing that we may or may not know about. Maybe it's a bigger fish they can fry. Anything's possible, but that's conjecture. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I'm skeptical of that, but Paulie C joins us in the Facebook live chat. Paulie C from Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C, which you can hear Friday nights from 8 to 11 p.m. live here from the studios of WMNH. And I have the honor and privilege of being one of Paul's co-hosts on that show, along with DJ Steve and Mike from Queen City Cabinetry. By the way, if you missed this past Friday's show, it was fascinating. Demo versions of original songs, of popular songs, I should say. And my favorite of the night, and for those of you who did listen, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The original demo version of Girls on Film by Duran Duran is so much cooler than what actually ended up being recorded in the studio and released. I love that. Was the highlight of the night for me. The demo version of Girls on Film, and everybody in the room agreed. That was so cool. But this Friday night is part 2, numero dos, of demo versions of popular songs. Tom Blanchard says, Trump is losing more and more support. I doubt he will be the front runner. I disagree, Tom. I would like to think that, but I still think there's a new poll that show he has lost some support among Republicans. That Brett Baer interview did not probably do him too many favors. But if you didn't see that, the interview on Fox, we might look at that if we have time. But no, I still believe he's absolutely going to be the nominee. I have no doubt he will be the nominee. Let's see. So we did... let me give the studio line one more time. 603-250-6007. 603-250-6007. Fredo is posting some Shakespeare in the chat room there. King Lear. By the way, I'll remind you, because Fredo let us know earlier, he's going to be performing tonight at the Shaskeen right up the street. I wanted to. So the other big news. Oh, actually. Oh. Fredo is on the line. Hello, sir.
So the other big news. Oh, actually.
Whoa, you got to turn down your radio.
There we go.
Hey, Fredo. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. What's on your mind?
You know, the conversation, I think, brings up the bigger fact that it's not whether the guy wearing blue is doing something wrong or whether the guy in red is doing something wrong, but that wrong is being done and that some people can afford to do wrong.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You know, and I think that's what King Lear says, right? He says, you know, if you armor your sins with gold, then the lance of justice does not pierce, but through the rags of the poor, that justice always pierces through, you know? So people with gold, you know, people like Trump, why do they keep getting away with it? Why can they afford the lawyers? If you've ever done anything wrong in your life, you know you need a lawyer. They're not cheap. But I think that's the real problem. Is it's really about these people who run the country. They're part of a different class, and there's different rules for them.
Yeah, the system protects itself ultimately.
Those rules don't apply, right? I mean, you know, look at what's his name? He's like the richest guy in Saudi Arabia, the Prince of Saudi Arabia. You could have people murdered and get away with it, and still be congratulated by the president. You
MBS.
have people murdered.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you have oil, because you have money, so you can literally just kill people, and like everyone has to just be okay with it.
Yes,
because that's what happened.
Exactly. Yeah, the murder of Jamal Khashoggi.
So that's the real problem. It's not red or blue, or like whether you think one way about, you know, how money should be distributed. It's the fact that none of us have money, and we get in trouble. Other people who have money, they don't get in trouble. You can just, you know, because if something is just illegal in terms of you pay a fine, that just means it's legal for a fee.
Right. In other words, it's the cost of doing business at that level. It's just the cost of doing business. Yep.
You know what was alarming to me, and I don't know if you saw it, but did you see that there was that group of like a show of force of neo-Nazis who showed up to a cafe in Concord yesterday? Did you see that?
Oh, Jenny. Okay, so I haven't seen the story, but Jenny mentioned that to me. Yeah.
So this is absolutely wild. I don't know how to pronounce it. If it's teetotaler or teetotaler.
Oh,
Concord.
Teetotalers.
Teetotaler.
Yes.
Right? Like
yes.
They're you know, they had a nice drag queen story hour, which is, you know, nothing wrong with that. But they had more than a dozen men clad in black chanting Nazi salutes, and you know, they try to intimidate children, and they literally had a gigantic sign. It was like 10 feet wide that said defend white communities. And it was like, wow, happening here in New Hampshire, where I thought we were like you know, I don't know, man. It's rough to see that in your backyard. You know, it's rough to see that level of hate. It's one thing when people are, you know, bickering or whatever in a bar, but when you go to that extreme of, I'm gonna like meet up with people and we're gonna go intimidate some folks. It's really unsettling. And you know what's really crazy is that all these people were masked.
Yeah, Jenny mentioned that too. Yeah.
You want to stand up for what you believe in? Go ahead, man. Let's show your hateful face, man.
Right.
You know what? These people have shame. They don't want to get fired. They don't want to be ostracized from their families. They don't want their friends to know who they really are. And that's why they're showing up clad in masks, because they don't have the cojones to show up and show their faces and let the world know that you're standing against you're standing against love and pride. Like you're here for shame and hate. Like I don't get it. It was rough to see that it was happening just like here in our backyard.
Although,
And, I just wanted to make a comment on that.
It is horrible. I'll tell you what, though, Fredo, this is, and it's really not apropos of what's happening now, and I agree with you. That is horrifying, and it is especially jarring to see it in our backyard. And I used to live in Concord. But when I was a kid, my uncle showed me, he had found this old newspaper article from like the 1950s. This was in Northampton, New Hampshire. And you know what it was? It was a news clipping.
Northampton. It's a nice town.
Yeah. It was a news clipping of a KKK rally. Actually, it was a procession walking down the street in Northampton, New Hampshire. And I remember my uncle telling me how shocked he was to find this. I guess he was going through some old things in the house, and he found this. Yeah. And he was like, and he was kind of shocked by it, and partly because too, you just don't expect it. Even in the obviously that's pre-civil rights era, but it's like, my uncle's looking at me like, who are they even worried about? This is such a white, and especially back then, New Hampshire, a very white place, and he's looking at me like, what were these guys even doing? This is so bizarre.
There was in 1950. Was there like 3 black people in New Hampshire? I can imagine all these guys getting together in a circle with putting their hoods on, and they're like, guys, we gotta get Doug.
We're gonna run Doug out of town.
We gotta first we get Doug, then we get Travis. We gotta get rid of those 2 guys. Like, I don't get it, man.
It's so bizarre.
What were they up against? I mean,
it's so
even
strange.
now, and I know that people who are born and raised here in New Hampshire, they don't know that this is a very, 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 very homogenized community. And not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just the way it is. But,
right.
Like, for example, I grew up in, in San Francisco, where there's like 60% people who are not of European descent, people from different parts of the world. Yeah. And here, it's literally, I think, 95% the state, as a state, Yeah. I know that the skews when you get to southern New Hampshire, you get towards the border, you get higher percentages, but overall, it's pretty homogenized, and it is an excellent point. Like, who are they going after? Now, coincidentally, from that story, the leader of that group yesterday who showed up, the teetotaler.
Teetotalers.
Teetotaler, excuse me.
Yeah.
I haven't been to that establishment yet, but it looks nice.
Yeah.
I think he's dead. I think he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the leader of that group. What are they called? NSC 131 or something like that?
Yeah, I think Jenny said that too earlier. That he's dead now.
The dude died.
Yeah.
And I don't think they know how or why, but that's.
Well,
he had a heart attack because he was like, his blood pressure was so crazy when he saw a person in drag that it just freaked him out, and he had a heart attack and died.
Oh, I have no doubt, honestly, that hate does rot you from the inside, and it will damage your health. I have no doubt in my mind that people who carry around a lot of hate and rage for people who are different from them probably have shorter lifespans and probably have significantly more health problems. I don't know if that's been studied, but
it's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
the chain of events, though, right? Here's this group of guys who show up yesterday. They're called NSC 131, right? They show up outside of this cafe where these people are literally having a reading from a book and having like tea and donuts.
Yeah.
And they show up. They unfurl this thing that says "Defend White Communities," and they're literally doing. I'm looking at pictures of this. Concord Monitor took some great pictures. These dudes they're all dudes, and they're doing the Nazi salute, like the Sieg Heil.
Yeah,
like they got their right hand up, and it's weird to think that like right after that, the leader, the dude who set that all up, dead. And I'm like,
I wonder if he died slowly and painfully.
What a turn of events.
Yes. Well, if there is a hell. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's what's crazy is that also, like, you know, they want to be able to protect their themselves, their right to privacy, which is what, you know, the laws that we're knocking down that are infringing upon Americans' rights are attacking privacy laws. And here are these guys showing up in public with their faces covered.
I know.
So they want rights for themselves.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
But
it's not for
not
for the people who aren't white.
Well, yeah, but you're talking about people who are literally just too stupid to understand the irony of that, of what they're doing. You know, they'll never. I mean, these are obviously individuals with very tiny brains and probably very tiny other things who this is how they feel powerful and strong in the world and, you know, harassing marginalized people. So they'll never they'll never get it. I mean, you always have hope that, you know, that some of them will eventually someday get it, but you know,
you can hope. You can only hope, man. I'm sure there's some reformed KKK dudes out there in Northampton looking at that newspaper from 1952, and they're like, "Man, what was I doing?"
Well, there may be.
That was just crazy.
There very well may be. Yeah. We never did find Doug or Travis. What a waste of time. And I met Doug's family the other day, and they were very nice. Now I feel bad. But well, very good, Fredo.
I gotta get going, brother. But thank you for taking my call, and thanks for talking about the stuff that's happening here in our backyard here.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Thank you for the call. And before you go, please plug your show tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm playing at the Shaskeen tonight from 7 to 10. I'm just me and my acoustic guitar. Might take a request. If you show up and ask for a song, I might play it. So
very
it'll
nice.
Be a good time.
Very nice. All right, Fredo. Thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
All
right, man. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, very good, very good. Well, always nice to talk with Fredo. We are at the top of the hour, and I believe I have spotted Alli Beaudry in the hallway. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play one of her studio tracks. There's a song that I like. She's got a song called Why Ain't With You that I've played on the show before that I really, really love. So I'm going to play that, and then we'll show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then when we come back, Alli Beaudry will be here with us live in studio. Really looking forward to this. But check this out. This is called Why Ain't With You. This is from her album Wicked Webs We Weave. And Alli Beaudry will be with us in the second hour. Don't go away. Plenty more to come.
Sunrise feels warm. It's a brand new day for me too. I'm capsized with an overflowing feeling of what's in store today. Oh yeah. Because things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I wanna see. The breeze, the breath, the air, it feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Why I ain't with you. Oh yeah. Why I ain't with you. Well, his eyes seem bright. He could tell a story with one look, and it's looking up for me. I don't know why I didn't feel this way before, but now my eyes are open wide. breeze, the breath, the air. It feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Intoxicate me with some mindless melody that goes down smooth like bourbon on ice. Keep me on my toes with an endless beat. It's bound to show when we turn down the lights. But you ain't bringing me nothing but trouble. And baby, it feels so good. You ain't bringing me nothing but double. The pleasure and the consequence. You ain't bringing me nothing but trouble. And baby, it feels so good. You ain't bringing me nothing but double. The pleasure and the consequence. But I'm to blame. I'm to blame too. Sing me sweet words that start this storm inside and keep me spinning around till I say to subside. And please show me a way to get you off my mind. But you just seem to appear at just the right time to bring me nothing but trouble. And baby, it feels so good. You ain't bringing me nothing but double. The pleasure and the consequence. You ain't bringing me nothing but trouble. feels so good. You ain't bringing me nothing but trouble. Pleasure and the consequence mine to play. I'm to blame too.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria.
For delivery, call 603-782-8450.
Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town.
1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Best cocktails around.
Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
Welcome back, everybody. We are well in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Comcast 97 if you're in Manchester, and hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, and we have with us in studio, and she's going to play for us. Very excited about this. Alli Beaudry is here. Hello, Alli. Welcome.
Hello. How's it going?
Good, good. By the way, have you been on WMNH before? Obviously, you haven't been on this show before, but have you ever been on the morning show?
Not the morning show, but a long time ago, we did some live event, but that was I can't even recall the year, to be honest. But yeah, it's great to be in the room. We love, obviously, Wednesday morning. I love chuckling and laughing.
Yes, yes.
When Bill does his trivia and all the fun things.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun.
No, thank you. This is wonderful. So Alli's going to play some tunes for us, and then we're going to chat for a bit. So
love it.
Alli, I will turn it over to you. And
awesome.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. So hopefully our levels are pretty good. I can hear me. So hopefully that makes, if I can hear me, then we can hear all things. So,
yes,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah, I figured I'd play one of my newer songs that I was originally wrote and kind of conceptualized on the ukulele, but then transferred it over to my Nord when I came upon this magical instrument.
Oh.
And yeah, it seems to fit and flow to the space where I want it to be. energy-wise, emotion-wise.
Yeah.
And it's one of my newer, and it's hopefully the newest to be recorded, too. So
okay.
This is called Still Want You.
All right.
All right, here we go. Another empty hotel room, the ones we used to walk right through. Dim the lights, forget the nights, days past. Wash the makeup off from the show, reveal a face I don't seem to know. Searching for the girl as the colors swell down to sink. Another city played, another state line crossed. Somehow the road never seemed to feel so long. Another state of my heart, another dream departed. 'Cause when you're married to the road, it won't love you back. But I still want you back. I heard your new song late last night. Stories seemed to fit just right. Somehow I sung along to the words that I didn't know. The things I wish I could have said are notes just on the page. Stuck in time and regret as I strum what was once a melody. Another city played, another state line crossed. Somehow the road never seemed to feel so long. Oh, another state of my heart, another dream departed. So when you're married to the road, it won't love you back. No, no. But I still want you. I still want you. Oh, where do you go? Where do you go along the road? Where did you go? Where did you go along the road? Where do you go? Where do you go along the road? Tracks untraceable, emotions unfaceable, imprinted in my mind. Another city played, another state line crossed. Somehow the road never seemed to feel so long. But another state of my heart, another dream departed. It's when you're married to the road, no, it won't love you back. Oh, but I still want you. I still want you. I still want you. I still want you.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's a great song.
Thanks.
That's a great song. You're getting some love in the chat room.
Oh, nice.
Charmaine Davis Elliott says, wow, she's fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Fredo says, great voice. You probably know Fredo from the scene, right?
Yeah, it's so funny. It's just like I love that we all are like intertwined.
Yes, yes.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Community, match, all the above.
Now that song, is you're going to be recording that for...
Yeah, I have like a full album that just needs to be laid down. So between late summer, early fall,
yeah,
there'll be a lot of new material.
Cool.
I have some time. I can breathe again. I have a little more time for myself to be rooted here in New Hampshire, and I'm so looking forward to just being present and with the community and enhancing it with music and
good.
all the things, all the hats. As they pile up.
Yeah. We'll have to talk about some of that in a bit.
Totally.
Do you want to play another song?
Yeah. I would, if you're cool that while I'm here, seeing you played it, and you like it, and you know it's something like I said, kind of just brush the cobwebs off a little bit. I would love to play like the new thought on Why I Ain't With You, because I'm nice and warmed up now.
Yeah.
Just for you to hear the transition, because clearly, like, you know, when I think about that song, 20, 22, 23-year-old me writing it, perspective-wise, it's such a different like shift here.
Yeah.
In your 30s, and then when you go to arrange, but I've always loved it. It's resonated with me no matter what I've done in life. I feel like the point and the path of the song certainly can be representative in whichever phase you're in, and it does feel very like familiar and welcoming in that space. So I figured seeing you played it, I'm like, ooh, it'd be kind of cool for them to hear where my brain is with it at this phase.
Definitely.
So this is Why I Ain't With You. This is off my first album that was Wicked Webs We Weave, and it's just a special song. I'll talk a little more about it afterwards, but we'll just get into it.
Sounds good.
See where we're at with it. Oh, hey. Oh, hey. No. You, yeah. Sunrise feels warm. It's a brand new day for me too. I'm capsized with an overflowing feeling of what's in store today. Oh, yeah. Woo, yeah. Because things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I want to see. The breeze, the breath, the air, it feels so new. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. And these are just a few words to make it true. Why I ain't with you, Oh, his eyes, they seemed bright. They could tell a story with one look, and it's looking up for me. And I don't know why I didn't feel this way before, but now my eyes are open wide, and things are looking up for me, and there's so much more that I want to see. The breeze, the breath, the air, it feels so new. And there's a person that I want to be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. These are just a few words to make it true. Why I ain't with you, why I ain't with you, yeah. Oh, well, baby, we had a good time, but there's something else on my mind. It justifies the reasons that we're through. Ooh, why will you? Oh, yeah. Oh, 'cause things are looking up. Things are looking up, baby. Things are looking up. Things are looking up for me. There's so much more that I want to see. And there's a person that I wanna be, and it's so much more than you'll ever see. These are just a few words to make it true. Wine with you. Wine with you.
Wow, I really like that version.
Thanks.
That's really good.
Yeah, a little less like wah wah on the guitar.
Right,
and
right.
A little more spiritual and
Yeah.
internal.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you want to do one or two more and then we'll talk? Or?
Sure. Yeah, I'll swap instruments. That way we can just kind of change energy. So the fun story behind that song is that I wrote it in this like free space of I just graduated college, and of course the love of my life. We decided to take a breather, take a break.
Yeah.
And then all the songs come flooding out, and that one specifically, felt more about me, and has always been more about me than anything else. But now I'm the happily and wonderfully almost 12 years married to that specific man.
Good.
So, you have to have like the songs and the shift to then gain perspective. And now, Bill and I have such an epic life with our two beautiful girls, Alton and River. They might be listening. Hey, girlfriends. Hey, babes. So yeah, it's just kind of funny how things, your perspective in life and things can shift over the years, and the songs can still stay true in certain ways.
Yeah.
And finding yourself or how it may resonate in someone else is always a cool thing to gain perspective on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'll come over and swap instruments. So just give me a moment to.
Yeah. Absolutely. So if you're just joining us, Alli Beaudry is here with us live in studio today on Matt Connarton Unleashed. Of course, we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. And Alli's going to move over to the couch there. And yeah, that mic will just, there you go. Alli is going to get situated on the couch and grab the ukulele. So yeah, this will be cool. Actually, I think this will be the first time that we've ever heard a ukulele live on the show before. So this will be something new.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah. I think so. I don't think anybody else has brought one in.
Right?
I'm trying to remember.
Just sweet and mighty.
Had a lot of guests over the years, but yeah, I don't think anyone's brought a uke before. So this will be cool.
Oh, fun. Well, I never sit either. Sitting seems like so foreign to me. So I was kind of like, when I saw my dear friend Kevin Horan, what up, Kev? Be on the show. Oh, hi, that's nice too. I was like, I want to sit on the couch and just chill.
Yeah.
And strum my sweet little instrument.
Yeah.
Let's see, how are we?
Camera there. There we go.
And this wicked, inconsistent, like crazy weather does not lend well to acoustic instruments, but I think we're all right.
Okay.
Whatever. It's all good.
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah, cool.
All right.
So yeah, let's see. Where am I at? Oh, I know what I'll play. Okay. So yeah, obviously, as we write and grow and life shifts, we certainly, are influenced by our surroundings. And obviously the past 7 years, I have had the pleasure and gift of becoming a mother and having two beautiful, beautiful daughters that sing gorgeously and love to harmonize and are such just like the best little percussion section or whatever they might be.
Oh, cool.
I can't wait to harmonize with them later in life. They already do it on their own, but
Really?
just to see like, without guidance. So it'll be really, really cool to see like what that's like as we venture further into this life of music and and fun. But yeah.
I always wonder how much of that is influence and how much of it is just genetic. You know what I mean?
I know. I always say, I'm like, well, they definitely, no offense to my husband, but I'm like, they definitely got my vocal folds, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And just to hear them and what they pick up on, we'll have like Alt Nation on a lot in the car.
Yeah.
We're driving around and River can like have not heard the song, but start like humming and creating lines off
wow.
of whatever, indie, heavily synth, like unique song that's playing. It's such a cool thing. So I think like ultimately for me to segue into the song is that motherhood really shifts everything and changes everything in the greatest way before you can even conscious of it. And then you gain perspective. And my friends, my musician friends will know that I like love to write in like flat keys and, all the black keys kind of thing. And then when I wrote this song, I wrote it in like 5 minutes and I'm like, oh, key of A, like that's so aggressive. There's so many sharps. Like it's just not, it wouldn't be like my go-to key ever, like A flat or like B flat or D flat. Like those are nice.
Yeah.
But then it dawned on me that it's the key of A because it's the key of Alton. And I wrote this
nice
for Alton. So yeah, this is called I've Waited. Another one that needs to be recorded. So here we go. Enjoy. Whoa, oh, 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 hey. Whoa, oh, 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 hey. Looking in your eyes, I see the hopes and dreams I'd wish for. You gave my life a new name and a new world to explore. And though it seems you have been here all along, our story has just begun. Whoa, oh, 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 hey. Whoa, oh, 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 hey. 'Cause you've got me wrapped around your little finger, but I am never letting go, no, as I've waited all my life for you. I've waited all my life for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell your daddy to pack our bags, 'cause you'll be moving mountains faster than we can climb them. And though the road may be rocky, we'll stumble and laugh along the way. 'Cause you've got me wrapped around your little finger, but I'm never, no, I'm never letting go. 'Cause I've waited all my life for you. I've waited all my life for you, but I will never love again the way that I love you. As I have waited waited all my life for you. All my life for you. All my life for you. All my life for you.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
How'd you learn to sing like that?
Lots of years of practice.
Yeah? Did you take voice lessons? Or?
Right down the street from age 5 at Ted Herbert's, I began my journey.
No kidding.
My parents were incredibly, are my number one fans and have been the hugest support. And at a young age, my family just heard it and knew it. And my daughter is Alton Lily, named, and the Lily is after my great aunt Lillian, and she was the one that was like, do you like listen to her? And this was at like age 3, you know, just floating around. And Mom was like, oh yeah, she sings all the time. It's just nonstop. And she's like, no, but do you really listen to her? And she's like, well, yeah, I guess I should. And I met with Liz Beaton, who was a beautiful gift to the Manchester scene for quite some time at age 5. And I studied with her for over a decade down in the, you know, which is now a restaurant, which is like crazy and wonderful. I love to see how things shift, but Ted is obviously still going strong. And then I studied for a long time with Janice Edwards on Hanover Street, which was kind of like my beginning shift of, okay, yes, you can do all these funky, crazy things with your voice. Let's hone in on your technique. And then I studied from there. I did 4 years at Berkeley as a vocal performance major.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, you know, just kind of found my sound, found my style, experimented a lot. And you just don't know. And it, obviously, as we age and grow and shift, our voices change so much too. So that's such a unique thing. You know, to constantly be morphing and experimenting, you know, as an artist and your sound. And I remember like the moment I found it was like my junior year at Berkeley. I was like, here I am. Okay, I found that. And then of course I find my bandmates and then we record, you know, some of the first thoughts of who I am as Alli Beaudry. Which has always been a fun journey, and it changes and your style changes. Your way you write obviously shifts as you grow. So yeah. Very much so rooted here in Manchester with my training and support. Richard Maynard of West High was a huge influence in my life, and you know, I always see him up in the clouds in the orange colored sky when I get to sing with fun swing bands. I'm like, there he is, shining bright. So yeah, you know, I was very lucky to be supported and surrounded by amazing musicians at a very young age that saw, you know, that light and were nothing but supportive, you know, of who I was.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Thank you.
We have a call. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hi, Maddie. It's Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Wow. I'm sitting here having my tea here and kind of getting a little emotional. Her music is fantastic.
Oh,
Alli, you got two, you got two baby girls there that must love listen to you sing them to sleep.
They do.
Yeah.
They have their specific songs. It's really fun.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary. Nice tea, a little afternoon tea and ukulele.
Do they harmonize with you when they go to bed? You know, like, okay, Mommy, we're going to sing this song.
It's so funny. We sing this really specific Sarah Bareilles song that became like the hum. It's called Kaleidoscope Heart, and it's actually, when you hear the song on her record, it's like probably who knows how many overdubbed layers of her voice and harmonizations. But they love it. I could sing a little bit of it for you because they're if they're on the radio or if they're listening, they would sing along. It's really, really beautiful. So we've kind of internalized that and added onto it. So we'll kind of give you a little snippet. It goes, all the colors of
I hear in your voice, like, I love Madeline Peru.
I love her. Yes. She's amazing.
I just love her range and her voice and how she she can handle a song, and your vocals sound just like Madeline Peru.
Wow, thank you.
With that, caring about what you sing and not just saying, I'm singing a song. You just have that very, that emotion in your singing, and it's really, it's amazing. I like to hear things like that, and being a musician and everything, and I like to hear, because I can't sing like that. I sang in school, but I can't sing like, really go out and do something like that.
Yeah.
I used to sing with my little nieces, and they used to like that because then they liked Uncle Gary singing to them. But,
Of course.
But
They'll
yeah,
have that.
you just have that. You have that soothing voice, and if you're having a real crappy day, put something on from Alli, and just it'll make you smile.
Oh, thank
and that's
you.
honest. That's no BS. That's
you go.
honest for me. And
There you go.
really, I just appreciate I appreciate your music.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
So-
Very nice. All right, Gary. Well,
But,
we appreciate the call.
Yeah, well, Maddie knows I talk too much, and he likes to cut me off. So, but
No, keep talking about me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
that's just me, because I love musicians and I love to hear their music and everything. So
Totally.
and you know how much I love you, Maddie.
I know.
You know how
Same-
much I love you, and I
same-
love you, and I love Jenny too. I love
Yes.
you guys both.
No,
So
we love you, Gary.
I
Thank
always
you.
send my love to Jenny.
Absolutely.
So, and I always send my love to Matt. And so,
Yep.
all right.
All right.
Thanks,
Have
Gary.
a great
Be well.
evening.
You too.
And just, Allie, just keep singing. I really enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
Bye-bye.
All
Thank
right,
you.
very
Take
good.
care.
Bye, Gary. Oh, very
so
nice. Very nice.
sweet. Thanks, Gary.
That was nice. Yes. Oh, and by the way, I see Diane Beaudry in the Facebook live chat.
Oh, hey, Ma.
I thought there might be a relation.
Hey, Mama.
And Shane Ballin is also in the chat room and says yes.
What's up?
Yeah, Shane's Shane's going to be coming back on soon. He was he was on he's been on the show with us a couple times.
Awesome. No, this is so fun. I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mentioned too. You were talking earlier about
Yeah.
wearing different hats, the different things that you do.
Oh man, yeah. Today I'm wearing my current hat that I'm wearing is. It actually, if you can see it, this is a really cool new coffee shop that is on the west side.
Oh,
that just popped up. If you haven't gone, it's William and Sons, and it's wonderful. I had one of the best cortados of my life. And the owner is actually, I think Carol did a amazing article about him on Inklink, but he roasts in Laconia, but his other coffee shop is actually in Brazil. So pretty amazing. Yeah. Really cool human. Again, seems to be all about the community. It's tucked in over on the west side off of Kelly Amory Street, which is really, really cool. But
yeah,
I mean, figuratively hats. Yes. Today I'm a mom, and today I get to sing my original, songs of truth on the radio, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's nice. I mean, not that I have 7 gigs this week, so this is
wow, really?
Yeah, it's a wild one. And then next week I'm like, oh, there's only 5 next week, so this is good. I can kind of like next week will feel like a breeze, but
yeah. Wow, so you're busy.
I'm busy. I'm grateful. Obviously, it's so wonderful to be able to be a working, living musician and get to dabble in a little bit of everything stylistically. So yeah, I do wear a lot of different hats, and obviously Bill and I own our own business together.
Yeah,
and that's crazy busy, and has everything and nothing to do with music.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah. So the Manch Vegas Brew Bus, or the Brew Bus, as we will, continue our journey as a kind of a shifting rebrand, because we're going to be doing, obviously we have been, but officially be doing craft brewery tours all over the state of New Hampshire.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So we'll always be rooted here in Manchester, but shifting more to the thought of just being slated as Brew Bus.
Yeah.
But the idea of the Brew Bus kind of came to life while I was running late to my gig at Great North Ale Works. I host, which just started back up, an original open mic night there.
Oh, by the way, not to interrupt, but Fredo in the chat room says he saw you there once.
Oh, I love it! Yay,
at that place.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's awesome. They do music every Saturdays, which is awesome. But so once a month, when we began, it was an original open mic night, which was awesome. So it's really grown to be this amazing place where if people have Friday night off, or if it was Thursday, Friday night off, they would just come and kind of rehearse their set.
Yeah.
So it's built up to be this like amazing gathering musical community space, and the beer's delicious and wonderful. So I was running late to my gig. I was teaching at Berkeley in Boston at the time, and I was, of course, stuck in traffic trying to get back home.
Yep.
And Bill went and set up all my gear, and I pulled onto East Industrial, and an Easter Seals bus pulled in front of me. And in my head, I was like, we need to buy a bus and do craft brewery tours and intertwine trivia and music and somehow do it.
Yeah.
And a week later, we were doing it.
Yeah.
And, our brain was, we cheers to it at Great North. I gave him the idea. Bill quit his job that he wasn't super thrilled about that Monday.
Yeah.
We became an LLC that Tuesday, and a month later we started running tours, and we just turned 5. So life is good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So, always it's funny how like a gig can lead you to your next life gig.
Yep.
So that is one of the many hats, as being the co-owner of a major craft brewery.
Yeah.
Tour business here in New Hampshire. So
that's awesome. Wild. Yeah, we should mention too, Bill, of course, does trivia on the morning show every Wednesday. Every Wednesday morning, the morning show with Peter White. And I know it's a very popular feature. And,
it's awesome, yeah.
And he does various places. He used to do the Hop Knot, but I guess there was a scheduling conflict there.
Yeah.
So that's Broderick who does that now. But
Broderick's
Bill's
awesome.
But yeah, Broderick Langya. But Bill's pretty busy. He does a bunch of places, right?
He's gigging last week. It was Monday through Friday for trivias.
Wow.
Once a month at 603 Brewery, which is awesome. They're super wonderful. That was just this past Friday. We'll be doing upcoming the Thursday, which is July 6th, Trivia Night Live, which is our live show. It's me, Bill, and excuse me, my bestie bass player Nick Finuff on upright. So what we do is kind of like you would love this. We do like a Wait, Don't Tell Me Prairie Home Companion kind of show.
Oh, no kidding.
Where we arrange the audio round to be all live and funky and have a theme, and then we play songs in between. So we came up with this idea a few years back and did some shows at the Rex Theater and Jupiter Hall when that was around and thriving. And the Courier just loved it and swooped it up. So every 3 months we do a trivia live.
Oh, wow.
At the Courier. So that's a free event from 5 to 8 on July 6th.
Oh, no kidding.
And it's wild. It's so very much fun.
Very
it's
cool.
the Art After Work events that they do on Thursdays, which actually I'm very grateful to be the booking coordinator for.
Yeah.
So there you go. Another hat.
Yeah,
another hat. So I'm going to be Abe Lincoln by the time we leave here.
Hey, you book the Hop Knot too, right?
I do.
Our wonderful sponsor,
I love
the Hop Knot.
them. I love Kenny. I love everything there. I'm actually going to be there next Saturday, the 1st.
Oh,
so
very good.
I'm psyched. Yeah, life has just been so wild. I had just a big, huge life shift. I kind of hinted at it, but I said, I was teaching at Berkeley. I just left teaching at Berkeley College of Music.
Oh, wow.
And the voice department, I was there for 11 plus years. So it's just a wild thing to end a chapter that you feel really proud of, and also so very ready to release and let go of and move forward. So
yeah.
So I have all these venues that I've been booking, and so grateful, and actually started, in 2020, which was wild. It's just let's get music back into spaces. Let's do this. And so little did I know that I would become a booking coordinator in 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
And it shifted, turning into, wow, I get to see all of my amazing musician friends play their originals and beautiful covers and arrangements and tell their own stories at really amazing venues in the city that are responding and supporting. So yeah. So I love the Hop Knot. That's almost been 3 years now that we've been booking music there, which is really cool.
Excellent. Yeah.
So I love that. It's such a fun, amazing thing to be a part of and to grow with the scene, and then, just hunt and harvest some new talent, and then be like, hey, you'd be perfect for this room. Go do it. Go spread your wings. So that's a huge thing for me too, is just enhancing the community tenfold, I think, in general, when it comes to the artists and the venue, and then the general population and community being like, oh, I love that spot. And now there's music, and I can go see whomever play there. It'd be a constant thing is really awesome. So shoppers on Sundays from 1 to 3, which is really great. And Cafe Lorraine North End every other Sunday. And then obviously the Courier, which is really awesome too. So I'm really proud of that. It's, again, been a whole other extension of myself that I didn't know until I knew.
Yeah.
Right? It's fun to have those.
Exactly. Very good.
Yeah.
It's getting late in the show. Did you want to play another song?
Oh, let's do it. Whoa, yeah.
Totally.
Sure. Yeah. I always feel like this is such a good spiritual tune to lift and especially when we're in life's shift and transitions, and just to know that like it's totally okay to let go.
Yeah.
And I've always been one that has listened to the voice from within. That's what my last album was. It's just trusting your truths and knowing that you're put on this earth for a reason. And for me, it is to use my voice as a vessel for whatever it might be, to send messages and to heal and to grow. And yeah. We'll talk a little more about that in different ways after this. So this is called What If. Can I actually have a little more in my headphones? If it's possible. Is it on me?
Actually, yeah, you'll have to.
Oh, it's there.
It's actually it's hanging off the side of the couch there. Yeah, there you go. It somehow it came unglued from.
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Oh, okay, cool.
Perfect. No, it was fine before.
Yeah.
Just you got the more gigs and more venues and years you play, you're like, oh wow, yeah. Let's give yourself a little more love in the ears.
There you go.
Okay, so this is called What If. This is off the Voice from Within, which is on Spotify and all the streaming platforms, and there's CDs. If you have a CD player, that's cool. My Subaru has one, and I'm pumped about it. So that's kind of a nice thing.
Yeah.
To give them a spin every once in a while, not be so digital at all times.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like this one just always will be with me as my constant reminder. Let my layers shed like feathers into flame. I'm naked underneath my smile and my name. Unearth my soul, let my roots grow deep. Even in winter, the soil is not asleep. Head thought, heart thought, pass, a pull and twist and turn. I'm not infinitely caught up in your gravity, forces telling me to learn. But what if I let go, spinning out of control? The earth is unstable, shaking my inner core. Let my heart overtake my head. What if I turn the dice to start over again? What if So I'll lay down my cards and you will pick my hand. It's fortune to be told, time to begin again. Open my heart, it's evergreen. For you are the one who holds the seeds and thoughts. Heart thought paths a pull and twist and turn. I'm not infinitely caught up in your gravity, forces telling me to learn. Oh, what if I let go, spinning out of control? The earth is unstable, shaking my inner core. Let my heart overtake my head. What if I turn the tides to start over again and again and again? Oh, what if what if I let go? Yeah. Let go, spinning out of control. The earth is unstable, shaking my inner core. Let my heart overtake my head. What if I turn the tides to start over again and again and again and again? Oh, what if what if I let go? Yeah. What if I let my heart overtake my head? What if I turn the taste to start all over again?
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Right, no resolution. Let it be open. Thanks. Yay.
Alli Beaudry is here with us in studio. By the way, Infinity Vein, a great band from Texas, is in the chat room, says she has a very old soul vibe. Very nice. And also I see Chris H. from the band Edgewise is in there as well.
Nice.
Hello. And
thank you. So cool.
Isaac Banks says, Alli, you got soul. Very nice. Yep, you're getting a lot of love in there.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Berkeley thinking I was going to be. Well, I still, not, and that it's funny, like perspective wise, it's like, Nora Jones was like everything. She came out right as I was going, to Berkeley, and I was like, okay, there's someone that sounds like me that wants to sing jazz. So I went there being like, oh, I'm going to be a jazz head, and it was great, and I loved it, and I still it's in my roots and my bones, and I love when I can play, whether it's with the Freeze Brothers big band, that immense energy, with all the horns behind you singing the standards or collaborating with other unique groups. But it's so fun. So you just never know. And then obviously when I was graduating from Berkeley, that's when like Amy Winehouse hit, and I was like, yeah, that's more like it.
Right.
So stylistically, I like to hang out in that zone and then shift to whichever, like I said, whichever hat we're putting on, whichever gig you're playing. You never know. Versatility is king. And another fun gig thing that I'm doing that we just started last week is music at Joppa Hill Farm in Bedford.
Okay.
So, and this is something I dabbled in, say a few years back, but really like sunk my teeth in this past year, was doing more Disney and children's music and bringing the ukulele. And there's a beautiful place in Londonderry called the Nest Family Cafe. And I was like, hey, I'd love to come and like put my Disney princess voice on and bring my silks and parachutes and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And we've been going strong. I was just there yesterday, a big outdoor summer concert series, which was awesome.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And then Joppa, we started last Thursday, and we had probably like 20 plus families from like 3-week-olds to 7-year-olds singing, every Disney song. Moana, we're making waves, we're doing all the things. So that's Thursday. You can purchase like a family blanket or family ticket via Eventbrite or right at the farm. Come right to the farm for 10 a.m. And I literally got to like pat an alpaca before I played my gig, and I'm like, my life has changed for the better. This is the best gig of my life. So
that's awesome.
You just never know where you'll be.
That's awesome.
With your gigs.
Well, Alli, we are just about out of time. So before we have to go, I want to make sure we let listeners know where they should go online to keep up with everything that you're doing.
Sure.
Social media, any other shows this week you want to plug, anything like that. But
totally. Oh my goodness. I know there's a lot going on. Yes. So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, I'm Alli Beau, AALIBEAU. On Facebook, Alli Beaudry, and obviously AlliBeaudry.com. But I need to update. There's lots of things to do. I get to play with my 6-piece rock band for the first time in like 3 years on Friday.
Oh, no kidding.
At Garrison's in Billerica, which would be really fun. I played like 15 years with them from like 21 to, 30s plus, life shifting.
Yeah.
But our first gig was actually at the Shaskeen together back when I was like my senior year at Berkeley, which was wild. So yeah, we've like, brushed off the dust, and we're going to be jamming there Friday night, which will be really awesome. And
very
then
cool.
For anyone that works at Fidelity that might be listening, me and Nick Fineff will be doing, it's more of a corporate gig, but if you work there, you get to get Alli Beaudry and Nick Fineff for lunch for the next 2 Wednesdays. So we're like super pumped about that. I was like, you know what? There's nothing more fun than just like jamming during lunchtime. So
there you go.
Honestly, gigs are everywhere. I'd say the Courier Trivia Night Live is going to be a really great show. That's July 6th. And I'll be at the Hop Knot for all of those that can come out on a Saturday night from 7 to 9 on July 1st. And honestly, just look on my socials because I can't even remember all the things. There's too many, but it's great. It's wonderful. I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. It's so fun.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You're keeping busy. is oh wow, yeah, we got to go. All right. Alli, thank you so much.
you.
This has been wonderful. The great Alli Beaudry. We will have to do this again.
For sure, I'd love to with the newest material because there's so many so many more songs.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, MattConnarton.com. And if you're listening live on Tuesday, coming up next is Through the Stage Door, hosted by Rob Dion. And then after
Rob.
that is the replay of Retro Spectrum Radio from Friday night. So that's going to do it for us for now. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.